5:01 a.m., November. There's a full moon eclipse in Taurus. I'm sitting at the table in our backyard, bundled up, with my laptop in my lap. I'm out here to talk with the moon. Hi, I'm Dr. Jen Bessire. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I talk with the spirit world to share their stories of Jesus. It's a beautiful sky, clear, with the stars out and the reddish moon. The eclipse ends in a few hours, so there's a sliver of white showing on the moon. The world can definitely seem very dark, and perhaps it seems it's getting darker and darker. But I would bet that it's always seemed that way to the vast majority of people at any given time. But with eyes to see, and when we know where to look, there is always light to guide us. When we try to live by our own guidance, using only our physical senses, the world is very dark and confusing and noisy. It's easy to get lost. And yet when we choose to wake up, to grow in awareness, to seek for light, well, that's when everything starts to change. Genesis chapter 1, verse 16 reads, "And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also." God has always provided light for his children. First, he gives us these physical bodies, the sun, the moon, and the stars, to light our physical world. That's where my conversation starts this November morning. I close my eyes and say a prayer and receive this poem. The sky above, the night so bright, tell me what you want this night. Moon in Taurus, red and white, bring your stories to the light. Share your tales of times gone past, all you've seen your shadows cast. The moon speaks to me. I have many tales to tell you, little one. Which do you want to hear? Ones of Jesus, I reply. I am here to share these stories with the children of men, to teach them of Christ the Redeemer, and to do my small part to help show them the way to salvation. Another small poem comes to me from the moon. Voices of men tell tales of old, wrinkled and wrapped up in silver and gold. Lend me your ear for a tale or two, bringing glad tidings and stories to brew. I receive again after a short pause, but this time it's not the moon any longer, but Heavenly Father. The light upon men does shine, but they see not. The songs of heaven play in their ears, but they hear not. I speak, but my children aren't listening. But for those who seek, the symphony awaits. Open your heart and ears, child, only then will you receive. In a world that seems so dark, we have the sun and the moon and the stars for our physical light. But more importantly, to overcome this darkness, we have spiritual light. In John chapter 8, verse 12, we read, "When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, 'I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.'" As Heavenly Father said, we must choose to seek if we want this light. His light is always there. The question is, do we see it? Are we aware of it? Are we looking for it? Heavenly Father continues, "The stories are always the same. Rise and fall, in and out, back and forth. Men leave me, then return. The cycle has been going on for eons. One day, the shadow will fall, and the cycle will end. All things will be put in the place of their choosing to no more go out. Which will you choose, light or dark, day or night? It is within you and given to you to choose. All have this right. It cannot be removed." What do you choose each day? Darkness and the darkness of the world, or the true light that comes from Christ? Each small little choice. We have so many choices we make each day, and each time it's an opportunity to choose light. As I continued to enjoy this communion with my Father, I received yet more. This poem is called "Suffer No More." Seek after good in all that you do, all the day long, and I'll come to you. Breathing your last breath and letting go pain, allow the true King on his throne to reign. I bring in goodness, I bring in light. I've suffered the darkness, and I know its plight. Striving and struggling must no longer be. Choose to relinquish the battle to breathe. Seeking for goodness, but finding decay. Many there are who have now gone astray. I lead and I offer and I show the way home, only for those willing to let go of their own. We seek for the light, but then we must also choose to let go of the darkness. We have to choose to let go of the things that we think we want that keep us separate from God. The world only seems dark when we continue to follow the path of men, a path that is ultimately unfulfilling and leads nowhere. In the Book of Mormon, in the very beginning, the prophet Nephi is he's explaining what he has chosen to record and write on these plates that he's written on. And he makes he distinguishes between the things of the world and the things of God, and that he's only concerned with the things of God that will bring us eternal happiness and joy. God continued to speak. Listen to what he says about choosing in our hearts. Child, to come to me, one must let go of the desires of their heart, the ones that are lowly in nature, for they keep us apart. This lowly state is one you are all born into with a purpose. It is to show the way, to teach of the opposites that exist at this level. It must be so you can learn to discern and to make a choice. Choose. It doesn't matter in what way or for what. Decisions that are made help one to grow. If you don't choose, you wander, and Satan takes the lead. There are times when it can be really difficult to make a choice, and that choice doesn't even have to be something important. Sometimes it's the small things that don't matter eternally that we can get stuck on. But what's important is that we simply choose something and move on from it. And then we can learn of the effects of our choices as we see the consequences and the experiences and what happens as we make our choices. But if we don't choose, we're actually still making a choice, but we're being impacted by Satan, and he has more power over us. What do we want to follow? When we choose and when we seek the light, we can find it. It all goes back to understanding who Christ is, understanding the gospel, keeping the commandments, the basic things to start, and then knowing and understanding who you are as a child of God, and understanding the things that God and Christ have placed into your heart. Those are your higher desires, your true desires that you are here to express and to follow. Listen to the longings of your heart. Listen to the still small voice that speaks to you, that you feel when you feel called or pulled to do things. Allow your heart to soften. Sometimes we just have to decide to choose the light. Even that little bit can open us up to more good and to receiving. And I know that as we choose to let go of the darkness within and make that choice over and over and choose to seek after Christ, we are led to more and more light. We are purified. We are cleansed. We become happier and more joyful in our days. Next time, we're going to talk about the coming transformation of the earth and a people who live beneath the surface.